It's so funny. You kind of get ready to record a video, and then when you hit record, you just don't want to do it anymore. But I feel like it'd be better for me if I do it than not. So I basically just want to have like a conversation about life and maybe another update as well. But I recently turned 34, and every year, basically what I do is I kind of reinvent myself. It's basically, what can I do to improve? Kind of like a review of what happened last year. How was I moving? How's my personality? What are some of my boundaries, my style, my demeanor? Is there anything that I want to change about myself? Because I'm all about change. But in this era, well, I guess era, whatever you want to call it, I've changed a lot unintentionally. A lot of things have happened, and I would say they're for the better. It may have felt a little rocky going through it, but it all has been for the better. And some things that I did not expect to happen has happened. And I'm choosing to look at it in a very positive light. I've lost some people, most recently, that have been around me for a while. And once I look over the whole compass of the time we've been together or we've known each other, it's not really a miss or a loss, honestly and truly. I'm also creating new boundaries for myself in the sense of how I accept things, how I move about the world, how I treat myself. It's actually very important in this current climate. I think over the last 7 months, my ADHD has really been whooping my ass to the point where it feels as if, how can I explain it? It feels like when I first had ADHD as a child and was undiagnosed and was just having these frantic moments and couldn't concentrate and had no understanding of what was going on with me. I feel like pre-diagnosis is where I'm at now at 34, and that's kind of crazy. But also it's having me to look at life a little differently and how I'm moving in regards to business, content, personal, romantic, social, career-wise, all of the things is having me reevaluate. And I've kind of sat down with myself yesterday after a myriad of sit downs, honestly, to kind of conclude what's really been going on with me. And what I've found and discovered is that I am actually causing myself to kind of go deeper into this uncontrollable spiral, if you will, of, I can say, basically I'm taking my ADHD and I'm ramping it up subconsciously. Normally I can take on a lot of things because my interest shifts, so I can have my hands in multiple pots, and if I'm not doing one thing, I'll take my hand out of that for something else. But I know that it's there because I built the foundation. I've been doing some work within it, so I can just go back into it. It's no problem. I also looking in, everybody's looking at me thinking I'm doing too much, when I'm looking at like, well, this is normal for me, because if my brain is stimulated constantly, it's not a lot of things going on. But recently, it's like every week, I'll take it back, every day up to every week, I feel like I am rushing to do something, rushing to complete something, rushing to understand something. And that is within business, trying to do some changes with my consulting, working on marketing, how I offer my services, and then trickling down to content, how I want to kind of show up again. And I basically, when I did my return of doing content, I just kind of jumped back into it because I wanted to stick this time. I wanted to get back into content and really just be consistent. And I have people around me who are supportive and also do content that really have been driving me to stay consistent and get back into the reason why I love doing it in the first place. And as the saying goes, I actually put too much dip on my chip because I stretch myself along multiple niches and platforms, and I'm creating a myriad of content, posting it everywhere. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get comfortable on camera and also understand the new editing software or how I want to edit. So I'm running myself through the mud trying to get things perfect how I want it to be, because I'm a videographer and I'm a director. I can't put out just any and everything because that's not how I've been. I've always orchestrated my work, whether that be through content or business, in a way that is cohesive to who I am and my brand. So every time I'm having an issue with editing where I can't color grade, it's not taking it right, I'm having a snafu, I'm staying up to 3 a.m. Again, I'm putting myself back into that whirlwind of I'm constantly just doing something, doing it. And I'm not sitting down and just saying, okay, let's take a break. Which leads me to another thing. Social media platforms, well, let's just stick with YouTube for this example. Taking a break can hurt you tremendously. And if you are new to YouTube, or I guess don't have a lot of subscribers, taking a break is really going to hurt you, because not only is the algorithm trying to learn who you are and what you do, you also don't have a lot of people supporting you to say, hey, I'm here to watch, here's some views, here's some support, some comments. And so you're thinking, well, if I stay consistent, I just keep elevating every time I come up on camera, I should be good. But again, to kind of go back to that, my initial issue, I am not comfortable on camera still. And my comfortability kind of comes when I was making like Snapchat videos or just being funny and keeping videos in my camera roll. Or if I was doing like fashion, it didn't require me to talk. Well, some of it did, but some of it I was just showing an outfit or kind of doing a quick OOTD or just kind of giving some tips and whatnot. Or if I'm doing my lifestyle content, showing you where I'm doing, skincare, just anything of that nature that didn't involve me to kind of give my personality or kind of spill a lot of myself more on camera, I could do that. But I forced myself into creating content, basically educating entrepreneurs on business, and then starting a podcast on mental wellness for a multi-hyphenate entrepreneur. And basically adding more onto my plate of doing everything and anything, because I want to put out to the masses who I am and what I do, what I love to do. I educate, I inspire, I showcase my personality through my clothing, all of those things. I love to do it, but I'm acting as if I absolutely have to. And I'm going to say a little bit of that is because the masses kind of say, if you are trying to do business now, do some content, put out the content, show people who you are, what do you do, and just keep showing up for yourself. That's fine and dandy, but I'm going to keep honing in on the fact that I am not comfortable on this camera. And a lot of my content is scripted because I don't want to ramble, and I want to make sure I remember what it is that I'm talking about, because I can easily have a thought run through my mind, and whatever I was talking about, it is now over. I want a different subject, and that's not what I want to do, how I want to show up. And when it comes to me educating somebody in business, I don't sit down and talk to somebody for 8 to 10 minutes on educating them about a topic, because we're kind of having like a fluid conversation where it may stem on one thing, but we're kind of moving parts, which kind of helps my ADHD, because again, we're jumping, but then we're still within the same context, if that makes sense. If I were to just say, here's my topic, let me just talk, I am rambling, and I hate to ramble. I hate yappers. I hate ramblers. I don't want to do it myself, but I feel like I'm doing it now. I feel like I'm rambling now. And honestly, I just kind of lost where I was. But I think, let's go back to here. So back to content to kind of wrap this up, because I feel like I still needed to say, and now I'm losing it. So I made a decision yesterday to kind of regain some control of my life, I am putting a pause on any content that has to do with business or my podcast. I need to get back into what I love to do and just have fun with doing content again. Let me give myself some grace and time to just get comfortable with showing my personality, being a little bit more open than I normally have been. And then I can get back into what I love, which is educating on business. I love it so much. But again, you won't be able to tell on camera because I don't feel it. But when I am going to feel it, I'm going to give you the best that I can. But until then, vlogs, lifestyle, fashion, that's it and that's all. So I'm going to leave that here. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't have a list today. So I'm rambling, which I hate to do. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you who watch and subscribe and comment and share my content. If you do, I can only make the statement that I'm going to try my best to continue to show up as myself, show more personality, work to get more comfortable speaking on camera, expressing my emotions and kind of telling my story in this way. Because it does feel weird for me to be, I guess, telling my business like this, because I'm vulnerable right now. And every time I talk like this, it's vulnerable, and I'm not comfortable being that vulnerable with people I don't know. So we're going to end it here before I get too emotional on camera. Again, thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you next time.